What's up, guys? So I took a little bit of time off, but now I'm back, and let's get back into it. Let's define all the things that you need to define when it comes to creating a brand strategy for your brand or somebody else's brand. So now we're in section two, understanding our users. Um, so we need to have a decent understanding of who our customers or who our clients are going to be. Um, for myself, it's going to be business owners, marketing managers, basically the decision makers when it comes to hiring marketing agencies for somebody's business, right? Which would be the business owner or marketing manager, maybe the CEO, who knows? But in the industry, what I hear people say is just the decision maker. Most times, business owner, it could be marketing manager. So that's what we're getting into right now. So let's start off with some general stuff. Let's just go with age, sex, and nationality. For my age, I looked it up, and it was about 25 to 65 for the age. Sex, mostly male, but females are becoming more prevalent in the space. And Nationality. You could do your nationality. Me, it's just English speaking. So it could be American, could be Canadian, right? They just need to speak English. And then you can put a picture for your just to help you identify and get a visual of who your target audience is going to be. For me, but just put a probably like a 35-year-old male, white male. So let's see their work in education. What is the work that they're into, and the education that they have. So for me, like I said, business owner, marketing manager, or just decision maker. Conferences that they attend. For me, they're going to be attending, or for my business, I should say, they're going to be attending business conferences, self-improvement conferences, professional improvement conferences, that type of stuff. And then so I just put as a little note, that maybe half of entrepreneurs or business owners are well educated. The other half are maybe not. I would say it's 50-50 because from on Google, it says that the majority of business owners are well educated. But I've heard so much that there's a lot of business owners that that don't that are not college educated. And I think I get that I get the idea in my head too, because like I've heard that from like Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, people like that, saying that you don't need a college degree to be successful and all that stuff. So I just got in my head that there's probably a good amount of people that are not college educated. So I just put that in there as a side note. So let's go on to interests and activities. So what's your customers or clients' interests and activities? For a business owner, I put self-improvement, development, money, education, business opportunities, business results, success, progress, innovation, football, anything, depends on the person. I put football on there because a lot of middle-aged white males are into football, and it'd be great if that was one of their interests. Then that's something that we'd have in common. So that's it's kind of like I believe a good thing. But you put your target audience's interests and activities, and this is all just going to help when it comes to making content for your client, because you're going to know what they're interested in, and so you can make content related to that type of stuff, right? So that's that. Let's go on to tech and media. So what type of tech and what type of media does your audience use and listen to? For me, it's going to be they use Apple phones. I put Apple and Samsung, but I lean mostly towards Apple. They're probably going to be more Apple users. And I kind of have that in my head. I didn't put it down, but I have that in my head. And I also put they could use any type of tech, right? It just depends on the person. That's why I just put that because I don't want to discriminate. And I don't want to be like automatically like, oh yeah, I bet you're this person I'm speaking with is an Apple user, just like me. So I don't I just put that in there almost as a disclaimer for myself. And they probably listen or read or listen to Entrepreneur Magazine, And I don't know why I have entertainment media in here. Maybe you guys want to see this. I think entertainment media is actually a magazine. Yeah, I think that's in there. I'm pretty sure I looked that one up on Google. I might be wrong, but I also put on there. It could be interesting in type of media. It just depends on the person, right? So you put what you believe for your audience, and yeah, so that's what I put for mine. So next is personality and psyche. So on this one, we're gonna focus on your audience's personality. So are they introvert? Are they extrovert? Are they analytical? Are they creative? Are they conservative, liberal, passive, active? Their risk level, that type of stuff. And you can put whatever you believe your audience's personality traits might be. For me, it's going to be active mindset, risk taking, progressive, achieving mindset, growth mindset. And I Googled it as well. And on Google, I think this is the Google's definition of the personality traits of an entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is someone who is extroverted, observant, thinking, and prospecting personality traits. They tend to be energetic and action oriented. Deftly navigating, deftly. I'm not sure what that means. Navigating whatever is in front of them. They love uncovering life's opportunities, whether socializing with others or in more personal traits. Yeah, so that's what I'm pretty sure I just copy and paste that one from Google. So let's move on to distribution channels. Social media, basically social media platforms that your audience is going to be on. For me, it's going to be Google, Facebook, formal education, right? At per university and trade schools and online training. I know it's not social media platforms, but just avenues, right? With this, you want to put avenues that you believe are platforms or anywhere where you believe your audience will go to and consume information. But you could, of course, put Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. And I didn't put LinkedIn on here. I did put LinkedIn right there. Yeah. So LinkedIn, obviously, the big one for business owners. That's why I have that one highlighted. But I put Google and Facebook and all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So put what you believe. The top is for yours, and then and you just go down the list. So let's go on to influencers. So what influencers does your audience follow and listen to, right? Like authors, celebrities, political figures, athletes, this type of stuff. For me, I believe it's people like Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins, Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, Oprah Winfrey, and I'm not sure what that last name says, but I believe that's a woman, and I put that on there because I'm pretty sure that's one that Google had on there. I think this might have all been Google, but I agree with the most of them, anyways. So that is the description of your user's profile that we have for now. If there's any other stuff that you guys want to put, you can, to kind of help you get an image of what your audience is, what they look like, what their interests are, anything that's going to help you create the content that you believe is going to help you and your brand connect with them, right? And that's what we're looking for. So let's go on to the next thing, which is messaging. Okay, guys. So next is tagline. So let's craft your brand's tagline. So what is a tagline? A tagline is a short, catchy, and often clever phrase that's meant to grab your audience's attention and draw them into your brand. And so, guys, and that's exactly what you want to make your tagline. And let's get some examples. Like Nike. Nike had "Just Do It." Apple had "Think Different." And so what we want, guys, is basically to express the essence of what your brand is about in just a few words. We want to capture that in just a few words. So let's go over a few principles on how you can write your tagline. So you have to keep it clear. You have to keep it short, make it simple, be clever if you can, and use visual supports. So keep it clear. you don't want to be too poetic about your tagline and have people guessing what you do. Um, and people skim marketing materials, so you have to capture that short attention span. Um, uh, and your audience should be able to easily repeat your tagline back to you. And people remember clever taglines, so you want to try to get something stuck in their head. And if you can use images to support your tagline, that'd be great. Okay, guys, so use those little principles to craft your own tagline. Keep it clear, keep it short, make it simple, try to be clever, and any type of imagery that you can think up of that you've maybe seen on the internet, you can get, go copy and paste it. Get that, something that inspires you, maybe use that to help you craft your tagline. Okay, and probably just keep it. You can keep it if you want, but just help it. Just find it to help you to craft your tagline. So go ahead, do that, and we'll move forward. Okay, guys, let's move to articulating your value proposition. Okay, so when somebody first gets introduced to your brand, all people care about is what you can do for them. So if we can summarize that up in just a few sentences, that's what we want. Okay, and so let's do a few simple exercises to help you clearly convey your value proposition in a short amount of words as possible, right? So first, we're going to ask a few questions. You write them down, and then from there you can craft your value proposition, and you'll have a short few sentences or one sentence phrase that you can use when someone asks, what does your company do, right? So who are your users? You need to find who your users are, your customers or your clients. What pain points do they face, right? What is the problem that they have? What circumstances cause those pain points? What causes those problems? How do you help your users overcome those pain points? So answer those questions, and then combine them, and you'll combine them to form your value proposition. What does your company do for your customer, right? What problem do they solve? Well, there you go. You combine all those answers, and you'll clearly be able to communicate with anybody who asks, what does your company do? And if you look at the screen, that is the example that we have for our company. At More Customers, More Clients, that is our value proposition. We help bridge the gap between brands and audiences by creating strategies and content in this ever-changing now digital world, right? Because companies are focused on doing what they do, right? Apple is focused on making phones, making the tech that people want to use in this world, right? Like this MacBook that I'm using right now, they should be focused on doing this stuff. That's enough work for them, right? They have enough problems to solve beyond the marketing, right? So that's what I do. I help create the strategies and the content for my clients. So you do yours. You can use mine as an example to help you create your value proposition, right? And it's great because now you'll be able to succinctly convey what your company does to anybody, right? And you make it simple, make it clear, easy to understand, and so anybody could understand it. And you especially want to tailor it to your audience, right? And I created mine. I feel like I created my value proposition specifically for business owners and marketing managers, right? They're a little bit educated, so I kind of put the wording I made it strategic for them, right? I made the vocabulary something that I feel like they might be able to relate to. So you keep that in mind when you're making your value proposition for your customers and your clients. So go ahead and do that. Okay, guys, now let's go to elevator pitch. And there's a formula that we can use. It's very similar to the value proposition, But elevator pitch is like is if you're in the car or you're in an elevator with somebody and they're a potential client. Now you have a little bit more time to convey what your brand does, right? Value proposition is more of like, you put that on some marketing material, like maybe what do you call that? A flyer where somebody's reading it, but you don't, you feel like you don't have a lot of time, so you have to make it very condensed. That's the value proposition. Elevator pitch, you have a little bit more time to explain what your brand does. So let's go over it. Let's talk about the problem that your customer or client faces. What problems make your customers' lives more difficult than they need to be? Define the problems your business solves up front. So customers know why they need to. Customers know why they need you before they hear what you do. Remember, start with why. So for me, for my company, businesses have a hard time connecting with their audiences in this now digital world, and our solution is that. Our solution is we solve that problem by creating clarity for our clients through a series of processes, starting with a discovery workshop where we uncover insights which lead to the creation of a strategy, getting us from where we are to where we want to be. And obviously, that's what we're doing right now. And so the results. Now you can talk about what are some positive results you've seen users gain from taking advantage of your solution, right? And in my case, I've helped I helped the client gain 600 plus followers in the span of 30 days. That was I think that my second client, a group of insurance girls that were doing really good. And then I think my very first client, I took a client from 30 views a day to 2,000 views a day in her furniture store, and that was really good. I thought, I think I helped her brand a good amount there. So now you put it all together, right? And you could put the results. I don't think I put the results here, but you can definitely put like the results at the end there when you're speaking with somebody, right? So your elevator pitch would probably go something like this. And here's mine. And I'm going to add a little bit to it. Businesses have a hard time connecting with their audience online, so we solve that problem by creating clarity for our clients and creating strategies, getting us from where we are to where we want to be. For example, we helped a client gain 600 followers in the span of 30 days, and we took a client from 30 views a day to 2,000 views a day with our help. So I would put that in the end there. As you can see, it's not on my results, but you could easily put that on there. That's what in your case you would do that, right? You would if you're speaking with somebody, you put the results at the end there. And actually I'll probably do that now, so you'll see that on your screen because I haven't screenshotted this yet, so I'll do that now. But you use my example and you put yours together, and that will be your elevator pitch, or your 2-minute car ride, and then from there you can kind of elaborate on all the things that you do for your business, right? Like for me, I'd be talking about all the stuff that I'm doing right now with you guys, right? Like you define the interests and activities that my customers and clients are probably interested in. You kind of try to put that in the content that we're making, so we can connect. We have a real connection with our customers and our clients, right? So you could just go on about stuff after that point. But that first starter is like you get that going, and then you have like wherever you want to go from there. It's your world from there. So so you guys go ahead and do that now. Okay, guys, let's go to the next part and explaining your process. Okay, so explaining your process is a simple way to set and manage your customers' expectations. People tend to work with brands they trust, and they tend to trust open, communicative brands who make their process clear. Mapping out their user's journey, it helps them visualize how they'll get their own current state or problems to their desired state, or problem solved. When you write out your process, start with what users can expect upon first contacting your brand. Um, then end with the user's desired state. So yeah, guys. So explaining the process, kind of just like I said there, it will help your user understand the the movements that they're going to be going through uh, as they get in contact with your brand. So some tips for explaining your process. Here's how. Here's a process for boiling your company's process down to its simplest form. Condense your process to 3 to 5 key steps. Title each step, then briefly explain it. Keep your explanation simple and concise. Add a visual for each step. Connecting dots and filling in gaps. End the process with a call to action. So yeah, guys. So if you can, I think it was not Jonathan, Jay Abrams. Jay Abrams kind of explains this as educating your client, right? And educating you, it's great to educate your client or your customer because once they get an understanding of what they're going to be going through when they work with your brand, they're going to like I said earlier, they're going to trust your brand, and if it's gonna instead of me going up to a client and saying, hey, work with me and I'll do your marketing and you'll get more clients. They're not, if I can explain the process that we go through a workshop of discovery where we discover the insights of your audience and your brand, so we can understand how we can make the content that's good for your brand and for your client, and and bring kind of an understanding from the audience, from your brand. If you can get an understanding, that I don't know, let's say I'm working with a salon that or actually a client that I have right now. Let's use that. He wants to target professional corporations. He wants to target corporations that are looking for, I guess, how would I put it, entertainers. They're looking for, and he's specifically looking for corporations because he wants to work with them because they just let him do his work instead of if he gets a client that is just a non-corporate person, just a person looking for entertainment for their kid. They want things to be perfect, and they're going to be adding things. They're going to be adding things that it's going to take up all his time, and that's not who he wants to work for. But if he goes with corporations and explains that, look, we are entertainers. We have the best. We have the best entertainers in the business. He's well connected. He's well connected in the entertainment industry. I believe he teaches at one of the top conventions in the country. If you can explain, all these things to your client, they're going to have a lot more trust and be like, yeah, this person sounds like he knows what he's talking about, rather than someone say, hey, hire me and yeah, we'll get some entertainers and we'll do some good stuff, right? But if you explain things, it's going to be a lot better for them to understand, to digest, kind of come to a decision, right? So make it a 5-step process, or as many steps as you want to. You could use mine as an example. As you can see, first we have the discovery session where we define the brand, understand your users, clarify your messaging, and prioritize your marketing efforts. From there, we have brand strategy, where I create a brand strategy and then I present it to my client. And then we find alignment, meaning that I present it, and if they want to adjust anything or change anything, we can do so from there. And then we start making objectives, right? If we want to make a video ad, we want to make if we're doing a website, or if we want to whatever we want to do, that's where we make our create our objectives right there. Um, and then our final step is marketing execution. We fulfill those objectives. We create the ads, or we create the content for social media, and then we analyze results, and then we adjust our efforts, or we continue doing what we're doing if it's working. Right. So use my 3-step process as an example from start to finish. Right. When your customer buys from you, what can they expect? And then the last until the very end, what is the from the final touch point, what can they expect from you, right? So just use mine as an example and go from there, right? All right, let's move on to features, to calling out features, benefits, and values, right? So what are features, benefits, and values? So features explain what your product does. For example, teeth whitening is a feature of certain toothpastes. Benefits are the advantages users get from your product's features. For example, whitening toothpaste provides users a brighter white, a brighter smile, and clear teeth. The values, the value, well, let's just say values, are the underlying motivations that drive users to take advantage of the benefits of your product. Take advantage of the benefit your product offers. For example, the cosmetic benefits that whitening toothpaste offers can boost users' self-confidence, right? So that's the value. That's the example for values of somebody's product or service. So let's write out the features, the benefits, and values for your company, right? So so you can just use mine as an example again. So the features of hiring my marketing agency is you get a team of digital marketing experts to take care of your digital marketing needs, right? That's just what we do. That's the feature, right? You hire us, we'll create your marketing efforts while you do what you need to do for your company, right? You're running your company, whether you're a clothing store, right? You need to make sure that the clothes gets made. Well, we're the team that helps you create the content and the strategies needed to market your product or your service. And then the benefits that you get from our team is you reach your audience in the most impactful and strategic way possible, right? Because we've already done this. We've already done marketing. We've learned it. I've spent a lot of time learning about this stuff, and so that's the benefit. And then the value that you get is potential for significant growth, right? It's like since we've already learned this so much, once we put our marketing efforts to use, the value is that you potentially will grow your company significantly, and that's what business owners and marketing managers I think are ultimately going to be going to me for. And then ultimately, what are your customers and your clients going to be going to you for? That's what you need to put down for your company, or for your features, benefits, and values. Write that out, and then we'll move on. Okay, guys, so let's move on to harnessing the power of social proof. So getting customer testimonials is really good. If you have some, use some. As you can see, I have these clients that I worked for, but I never got their testimonials because I feel like I didn't work for them long enough. It was very early in my marketing career. So I didn't even feel like going and trying to get testimonials from them. So I don't have any, but if you have some, use that. It's important. So, and that wraps it up for messaging, right? So all this stuff that we just wrote down is copy that you can use in your marketing materials. When you're making a flyer, a video, whenever you need to use words in copy or in voice, you have the starting points and the basic concepts written down right here. You wrote it down. You already know what your problem is. The problem is for your client or your customer. You already know how you solve. You already know how your company solves it. You know the results. Use this stuff when you're making content for your company, and use that throughout all your marketing material. And you'll have a unified message when you go to make your content throughout all your platforms, throughout all your content. You have your tagline, you have your value proposition, elevator pitch. You know how to explain your process. You have it all written down, and so it's all there. Use that, and that's how companies use messaging to communicate to their audience. So use that. So that does it for this video. I hope this stuff helps. I feel like it's very valuable. I've learned this stuff through marketing agencies that I'm working with, and use this stuff. If you want to expand upon it, it's great, right? It's good. So I hope this helps. I'm pretty sure this is going to help. Go ahead, go start using it.